Here we are at the Farnborough, or Reggie's Garden it's actually called, but it's the apiary we have here at Farnborough, where the lions
hive
colony is situated. I'll just switch the camera around, you can sense that's it over there. You can see the lion sticker on it is actually coming off at the moment, so I'm going to have to redo that. There are a number of other colonies here as well. You can see them scattered around the apiary here, so they've got company, and that will be Claire just walking across in front of the camera. So we're going to go in, do an inspection here of the lions colony over here. I see my able assistant just walking over there, and I'll see you in a moment. Alright, last time we did the video here, you remember we didn't have a queen. We've done inspections since then. The colony have actually developed a new queen. When we were here last week, we were getting eggs and brood and things, so the colony's starting to build up. We won't get honey from this year. I'm hoping that they'll have enough to see them through the winter, but I suspect even that might be pushing it, and we'll have to feed them during the winter as well. Let's pop the lid off here and see what's going on inside. A few bees sitting here on the crown board, making a bit of a mess here, and they're drawing out honeycomb here on the board here. Ideally, we want them actually to draw out the honeycomb here in these frames here where they're supposed to be putting the honey. As you can see, they've done nothing with that. The honey flow, nectar flow, if you like, pretty much stopped because of this hot weather that we've had. The plants, the flowers, whatever, are retaining all their liquid. It's just something that happens. They're just starting to draw out a little bit here, but normally you would expect in any other time that this whole super here, this is what this is called here, this is a super, you'd expect this whole super to have been drawn out with wax within a week. And this has been on here for 3 weeks now, and they've barely started. That's a testament to really what the weather's doing right now. So summer crop is probably not going to be as good as it was in the spring. But of course, this is a new colony, so we didn't get anything here from the spring. You can see here, just doing a quick inspection, make sure the queen isn't sitting up here before we put this away. She can't get through these bars here. She's too big to get through. So it contains her down in the brood area here where she's laying her eggs and doing queenly things. Put that down there, out of the way, we'll deal with that in a little while. And what we'll do is pop out one of these frames here, brood frames, and again, they're starting to draw that out. You see here the honeycomb what they're making here based on the foundation that we put in. So they're starting to build that out, which is actually good. Funnily enough, on the side where you'd expect it to be, towards the centre, they haven't done it. So, yeah, crazy bees. Right, we'll put that down there for the moment, out of the way, and pop the next one out. Now this one, this frame here, to the other side here. This frame here, it's all nicely drawn out and it's full of honey at the top here. So It's not unusual for them to fill up the brood area with honey here, particularly at the extremes of the brood area. It may well be all honey. You can see there's one cap cell that they're capping it at the moment, so that one's ready as far as the bees are concerned. Okay. But they'll be bringing in the nectar, such as there is at the moment. You've all noticed. And on the other side here, you can see lots of capped honey at the top here.
So
all the bees are working it and tending it. One thing that the bees do is they maintain the hive temperature about 35 degrees. Which is ideal for the honey. And it doesn't matter what time of year, middle of winter, or even with the hot weather we had. Here's the queen wandering around. See her there with her yellow dot. And what we're seeing down here is all the brood cells. So you can see these darker caps here. It's the brood. And that's all developing at the moment nicely. What I'll be looking for is to making sure that it's all looking very healthy. But to see the queen here wandering around, that's good. And you can see how much bigger she is compared to all the other worker bees that we're seeing here. Of course, we're nearing the end of the season. Actually, I can see some eggs still in here. You probably won't see them. Move this out of the way a bit. There's some eggs sitting down at the bottom of this area there. So we'll put her back. So we just go through and inspect the rest of the... I'd like to see the queen, make sure she's there and doing her job. There's eggs in there, she's wandering around and doing what she has to do. It's nice and heavy. In here again, lots of brood in here. If we do a close up into the centre there, you can see the larvae sitting in those cells.
Not sure I can get that.
Might do that. There's larvae in there as well that I can see, so that's all looking very healthy. Just have a look at the other side here. Yeah, all fine, all good. Right, what we're looking for is making sure that they're not creating or trying to create new queens. We're making sure there's no queen cells here. Queen cells are very different to the normal brood cells that we see on you're seeing here actually on these frames. You see the brood cells that we're looking at the moment with the worker bees in are coming straight off the honeycomb here. You can see them there. A queen cell, when it's created, will be pointing downwards. It's quite a lot larger and points downwards. And that will be a queen cell. So we're looking out for making sure we haven't got any of those. We have a queen. If we see a queen cell, then we have to start doing things to stop them from swarming. There's a rudimentary queen cell here. Clay cup. Pointing down. So what I'll do is we'll destroy that. There's nothing in it. There's no eggs or anything in there, so they're not what we term as a play cup. These are nice and calm and gentle. They're lovely. These guys. And by the way, my gloves are looking a bit of a mess. It's because we were marking queens last week at one of the other apiaries, and pen decided to the marker pen decided to squirt all over my hands. Lots of brood on here. Bees doing what bees do. The other side. Good. Not seeing many drones. When the drones start getting kicked out over the next month or two, they've fulfilled their purpose. Alright, inspection here, all looking good. So essentially what we have here is a great colony building up, and bearing in mind this was a very small colony to start with from one of our others in Church Kirkham apiary. It's all full of honey. It's beautiful. This will be their winter food, but they probably won't build up enough here. What's that super we've taken off the top here, we'd leave that for them for the winter. That'll be about 20 kilos of honey in there if it's full. They're drawing out as well nicely. And that should see them through the winter. Any more, all the extra on top of that is what we take off then to extract and sell in pots. We'll try and leave them honey so they've got something to see them through the winter. But chances are, because of the poor yields at the moment, this side of the summer here, chances are we're going to have to feed them with, call it fondant, essentially it's icing, cake icing, icing sugar. So feed them that through the winter, make sure they've got enough. Alright, just clean this up and put the lid back on and leave them to get on with it for another week.